we really had this clear idea for what we thought the ending would be, and then it had to be something totally different.
I wish I could say it would all.
From the outset of this video, I had this idea that like, if we could break down the singer's face singing into just light parts and dark parts, we could find that in the world and rebuild it to make this amazing moving mosaic that would like come together as a face singing. We tried that by like finding shadows out in my garden. We tried that by putting different objects in front of the camera. And eventually we realized that no, we really have to do this using bodies.
Arms and our fingers and everything would come together to create this mosaic of Damian singing.
This elbow right there could be the tip of your nose.
Tiny hole in your hand here as your eyeball.
A finger close could be a lip. It was so much work, and it was so much faith and trust that we can't do this yet, but if we could make one still image this way, then we could back out of that and figure out how to do it more slowly and maybe speed that up.
So we could eventually figure out how to do it in real time.
I think it was probably a month and a half of tests.
And when we got the closest to what we had imagined, we sat back and realized this is
Disgusting.
we've created a monster, essentially.
That actually is sort of where the rubber meets the road. What do you do? This was the big finale of your video, and what will you do with that? We both put a lot of time and effort and faith into this thing, and this wasn't gonna work. So we're gonna have to step it up and come up with something else.
Through that process of failure, the whole finale was redesigned and rebirthed as this thing that was way more vibrant and way more colorful. And
That's when we decided to try a screen within a screen. Like, what happens if each dance actually has a phone within it? And it allowed for us to do things we never could have done otherwise. I think we tend to think of creativity as like burst of ideas, then you go make them. But it's a process where you're chasing stuff, and what is and is not possible becomes visible to you. It's only like a big failure if you believe the construct where you start out with an idea and then you know where it's headed.
I wish I could tell you